up, comrades? What's up? West Side? Greetings from the revolutionaries in the belly of the beast, the United States. That's right. The far right is attacking our democratic rights with unprecedented speed. The Trump administration wants to create a new normal where immigrants are deported without civil rights, where anyone who defies Trump faces retaliation, where fear and austerity go hand in hand. But many of us here and those watching, we have fought repression. We have faced jail. Many of us still face charges. We have faced tear gas, we've been retaliated against, and we still stand for revolution. Macron, Trump, the neoliberals, the union and community bureaucracy, we can take them on because their power is not inevitable. Trump, in his second term, is even more determined to save the declining US imperialism on the backs of the workers. He is a billionaire capitalist who inherited wealth from a family who invested in the Nazis. Trump is a misogynist, a bigot slumlord who came to power again on bigotry, anti-science, fear, with the aid of an already undemocratic US electoral system, itself rooted in slavery. Trump's strongest weapon is the oldest one of the capitalists: divide and conquer the working class and oppressed. Trump and the Republican victories have immigrants in their targets. Immigration agents called ICE conduct terrifying raids. They knock down people's doors, bust their car windows open. They even pretend to be children's parents in order to take them out of school to deport them. Immigrants with tattoos are being sent to Guantanamo prison without due process. And we will fight for all of them because the worker struggle has no borders. No one is illegal. Deportation. Stop deportation. That's right. Under Trump and the Republicans, Mexican, Haitian, Venezuelan, and many other immigrants are being sent to El Salvador, the notoriously repressive prison terrorism confinement center. Even public officials have been targeted, like the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, Ras Baraka, who is a Democrat who publicly went to the immigration detention center and was aggressively arrested. Trump is attacking social services, trans rights, and the right to unionize. He seeks to consolidate executive powers by openly defying an already undemocratic institutions of the state. And conversely, Trump is freeing far-right activists that stormed the Capitol. While the Trump administration continues to fund Israel in its genocide and starvation of Palestine and is bombing Yemen, Trump continues the brutality started by Biden, threatening students and faculty alike for having encampments in protest of Palestine. Trump is attempting to cut funding of universities that dare to defy him. Columbia University Union President Grant Minor has even been detained and expelled from the university, and Mahmoud Khalil, a leader of the pro-Palestinian movement and student at Columbia University, is still being detained and threatened with deportation. Free Mahmoud Khalil. Mahmoud Khalil. does not pretend to be neutral. He is clearly the representative of the capitalist class. His administration ushers billionaires into the state, like his friend, apartheid Clyde Elon Musk, who gave a Nazi salute, and union buster Jeff Bezos. Trump was able to turn disgust with neoliberalism into chauvinism for an electoral victory. But in the face of these bombardments of attacks, there is a resistance to Trump and the far right. Protests, some in the tens of thousands, marches for Palestine, students walking out from secondary school, town hall disruptions. May 1st has been revitalized as a day of protest for workers and immigrant rights. Community organizations have swarmed ICE raids, stopping the deportations. Nazis attempted to protest in Ohio, and an armed Black community sent them running for their lives, cowering behind the police. There are different aspects of the resistance and sectors of the population opposing Trump, including some of his former supporters. He has lost legitimacy. And for that reason, Trump has done things like rescind visa terminations for 1,500 student immigrants. With Trump's initial threats, he has been forced to slow down. But comrades, there is a risk of co-optation. Democrats like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Sanders are attempting to co-opt the resistance. They organized the ironically named Fight Oligarchy rallies. Some of tens of thousands of people attended. They even mildly criticized the Democrats for not fighting Trump enough. But both AOC and Sanders voted to give more money towards the genocide in Palestine. Boo! Yeah, that's right. Trump said that he would Sanders said he would work with Trump to further militarize the US-Mexico border, the deadliest border in the world. Sanders and AOC assisted in breaking the potential railroad strike of December 2023, which could have shut down the national supply line. And a few months ago, Sanders voted to confirm Marco Rubio, a far-right warmongering politician. Tell me, how can you fight oligarchy if you promise to work with oligarchy? Furthermore, the Democrats paved the way for Trump's policies. It was President Obama, the deporter-in-chief, who deported more immigrants than any other president in US history. And it was the Democrats, led by Genocide Joe, who presided over the worst genocide in recent history. We revolutionary socialists cannot legitimize these capitalist parties. Republicans and Democrats work to undermine the independent political organization of the working class. There is no lesser evil of our class enemies. Class collaboration is working class submission. We can't be in the same political party as Jeff Bezos or Hillary Clinton and expect our interests to be represented. We need a working class party that fights for socialism, that fights every injustice that the oppressed face with the methods of the working class, led by the working class. And the leadership of the unions like the UAW president Shawn Fain. Before Trump was elected, he called Trump a scab. He said he was a sellout to the workers. Now, 6 months later, Shawn Fain says he will support the tariffs and work with Trump. Again, working with Trump. Fain and Teamster President O'Brien share the reactionary illusion that tariffs somehow are going to create jobs and improve the lives of workers in the US. Tariffs only serve the interests of the bourgeoisie. They seek to align The union leadership seeks to align the US working class with its national enemies. And like World War I and World War II, the race toward chauvinism can only lead to international destruction. The union bureaucracy, even when it has been willing to be combative, does not defend the power of the working class. They use it as a bargaining chip to maintain the status quo under capitalism. And furthermore, the revolutionary left must be the strongest opposition to any attempts at economic imperialist control. And we cannot politically capitulate to any national bourgeoisie, even those who have strong rhetoric against Trump, like President Sheinbaum in Mexico. From Ukraine to Russia to China, worldwide, our allegiance is with the working class, and we oppose any efforts towards militarization in Europe, in the United States, and around the world. Comrades, last month, my union, SEIU Local 721, a majority women, multiracial union of social workers, sanitation workers, and nurses went on strike. 55,000 of us took the streets over in Los Angeles, and we inspired the country. But check this out, our dues money helped to elect the same Democrats who are attacking us, which is why we say the rank and file must break our unions from the capitalist parties. And conversely, the leadership of the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, the largest self-proclaimed socialist organization in the United States, is calling for us, dissatisfied with the Democrats, to rejoin them. We cannot reform our exploitation. We must combat it until the end. There is only one solution: working class revolution. Our international, the Trotskyist Fraction, has put forward electoral campaigns with clear class-independent revolutionary program, like our comrade Miriam Bregman here in France. Left Voice, we are at our 10-year anniversary this year. We aim to contribute to the emergence of a revolutionary party with our comrades of the Trotskyist Fraction to fight against racism, for socialist feminism, and workers' hegemony, with a Generation U that is organizing at workplaces like Starbucks and Amazon, and to fight against the genocide of Palestine. That's what we write about, and it's what we do. Personally, I saw the power of revolutionary Trotskyism in Argentina when I visited the worker-controlled factory Zanon in Neuquén 15 years ago this year. And while I was there, the union bureaucracy assassinated socialist youth Mariano Ferreira from the Partido Obrero in broad daylight. There were national protests against the killing, but especially notable was the subway system strike in Buenos Aires led by the PTS, who was a member of that union. And as someone myself who has spent many years protesting against the murder of working class black and brown youth, I had never seen a political strike. And this convinced me that this was a political organization that needed to be developed in the United States and around the world. As part of the movement against the genocide last year, the encampment at UCLA was attacked by Zionists under the protection of the police. Reactionaries came with pipes and mace and explosives and beat people bloody, but their hours-long assault could not stop the encampment. Instead, the next day, thousands of people showed up, union activists and community members defending the encampment against any violent attacks, including from the police. And then the next week, the UAW 4811 workers went on strike across California for Palestine. It was for democratic rights and it was against repression. We also had the port strikes in Oakland and Los Angeles and California, shutting down during Black Lives Matter and Palestine. The strategic position of the working class can prevent militarization, and it can stop weapons from being spread around the world. The US working class is in a position to physically stop capitalism and imperialism, and that is who we must organize. From Macron in France to Trump in the United States, and all the right rely on racism to divide the working class. They want us to believe that the poorest and most oppressed should be despised while they enrich themselves with our exploitation. And this is why the struggle against racism and for immigrant rights and for Black liberation is key for the working class to take up, like the multiracial international Black Lives Matter movement uprising. It is more incendiary than 100 burning cop cars. Black Lives Matter. Lives matter. Black 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 lives matter. That's right. In my city, Los Angeles, every major uprising has been against the police, from the queer protests at the Black Cat Bar to Watts 1965, Rodney King, and so much more. And when George Floyd's execution was live streamed, it led to the largest social movement in recent US history. The police are despised worldwide, but no justice, no peace.
No peace, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. Abolish the police. That's right. It is not possible to have the immense wealth and private property that the capitalists have alongside the immiseration and poverty without a violent, daily, racist, sadistic police force. They enjoy the brutality. If we, the multiracial working class and precarious youth, struck for Black lives, as the comrades did in Argentina for Mariano Ferreira, it would be explosive. The cops are not part of the working class. They are scabs. They are attack dogs of capital. Nique la police. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I knew y'all would be feeling that. The Trotskyist Fraction takes up this fight for Black liberation. Black people are the powerhouses of the working class in the United States, from the multiracial fight for democratic rights, the civil rights movement, to the combative anti-imperialist Black revolutionary tradition. We are some of the most combative sectors of the proletariat. As Black Trotskyist CLR James said, the only place Black people did not revolt is in the pages of the capitalist historians. And Trump is attempting to burn those pages and burn those books. And this is why, and for so many other reasons, our fight against the genocide in Palestine, we fight for and defend our comrade Anas Kazib. We will in no way allow the state, which is so brutal and so racist, to attack us and to attack our comrade. If you touch one of us, you touch all of us. That's right. people here in this room and around the world watching, we are already standing up against the right, and we must continue to encourage the vanguard and masses to internationally embrace a revolutionary perspective. Continue to be brave, and as my mother, Alice, who was a Black Panther and taught in the freedom schools, would say to the ruling class, of the racists and bigots, never honor their privilege. The heroes that came before us, like Harriet Tubman, a Black woman born only knowing slavery, took up arms, freed the slaves with an abolitionist network across Canada through Mexico, and at one battle at Combahee, she freed 750 slaves and burned the plantations to the ground. Badass woman. We come from those like Toussaint Louverture, who in the Haitian Revolution fought alongside thousands of Black slaves against slavery and Bonaparte's army. It is important to me, while I'm staying in Paris, to pay homage to this revolt against colonialism and oppression and against French imperialism that robbed Haiti of its future with thousands of crippling debt. And it is here in Paris where the historic Commune fought against the ruling class, building its own power more democratic than any other capitalist democracy in history. Comrades, we come from an incredible history of brave revolutionaries who did not yet see the future, but knew and understood that the future had to be revolutionary and it had to be socialist. Ultimately, we fight for liberation through socialist revolution that overthrows capitalism in the US and worldwide, led by the working class. In the Trotskyist Fraction, we are opposed to build an international revolutionary socialist organization, a combat party to make it a reality. As the slaves who came before us, we conspire to destroy the capitalist regimes of the world, to burn the last plantation. And we... And we fight together against the bureaucracy and the reformists who tell us we cannot win. And we attempt to link ourselves against these capitalist parties, these landlords who try to put us on the streets, and the cops who enforce it with violent repression, the capitalists at home and the imperialists worldwide. And we fight all of them because, as Trotsky said, revolution is impossible until it is inevitable. Révolution est permanente. La révolution est la permanente. There is only one solution: revolution. Thank you.